Maitri's question was that when in Yoga Nidra you direct us to move the awareness to the all body, so is it the consciousness which is moving, or is it the intellect which is going and doing this job? Who is moving what? Is it awareness? Is it consciousness? Or is it the intellect which is doing the job? When somebody who needs eyeglasses, who has a weaker vision, so that person requires the glasses to read something or to see. So the glasses become an accessory to the person's vision, which is weaker. But yet you cannot say that the glasses are seeing. It is the vision plus glasses which is making the seeing happen. A person who has a very weak vision, myopic or the long distance one, if you remove the glasses of that person and ask the person to see, I cannot see, I need my glasses. So the glasses are helping the person to see. But yet you cannot say that those eyeglasses are seeing. No, it is not. Similarly, your intellect is the glasses of the self. So the consciousness is moving and working through the intellect. But yet the intellect is not the one which is doing the job. It is the consciousness which is making the intellect function. In order to allow this thing to happen, the first and the foremost thing which I advise to the practitioner who wishes to do Yoga Nidra, that is, 1, to keep the body still, stationary. 2, to listen to my voice. Because my voice is going to be the anchor which will hold. Otherwise, in the initial stages of relaxation in Yoga Nidra, the possibility of your consciousness to go into sleep is more probability is there. But Yoga Nidra is like keeping your consciousness up in between sleep and wakefulness, 2 states. When your intellect is in the waking state, but in the sleep, this wakefulness is gone. And the objective in the Yoga Nidra is to give you the experience where body is in a total sleep mode, but your consciousness is as up as it would be in a waking state. So I can say it like this, it's like consciously sleeping. It's very contradictory. Either you are asleep or you are conscious. But in Yoga Nidra, you are consciously sleeping. So the biggest challenge in the Yoga Nidra comes in where as the relaxation goes deeper, the sleep comes in. That's what the most of the individuals experience when they do the Yoga Nidra. And I always say this, it's okay to sleep, although it was not supposedly to be done. But because your body and mind are in so much of stress, hence the Yoga Nidra in the beginning will help you to gain that proper sleep. And the kind of sleep which you will experience in Yoga Nidra will be so good and so deep and much better than your natural deep sleep. But our motive was to go into the different zone. The zone is where your consciousness lingers on the brink of the sleep, and yet it will not be allowed to go into sleep. So I call it consciously sleeping. It's a very, very difficult task. Now, what keeps your intellect up is, I say the thing is the anchorage of my voice. So you are asked to be with my voice, to listen to my voice, and not to move your limbs, and not to open your eyes. And the initial stage of relaxation and the chant of the Om, which is being done, making the body go in a total relaxed way. And as you are chanting Om, the vibration of this Om Shabda is going to induce so peace to your body and system. Now, the tricky part which comes in is where you get so relaxed that your consciousness went into sleep. That's the dangerous point. So here I am maneuvering your intellect to go into prayer, then go into Om chant, then doing the resolve that whatever changes you wish to bring, whatever bad habits which you wish to remove, you make a resolve, you sow that seed in your unconscious mind that this is what I wish to do, this is what I wish to change. And then followed by the whole practice where I am giving you the suggestions to take your attention to your, say, beginning from the right hand thumb, and then moving on to fingers, and then moving to the palm and the wrist and the forearm and elbow and the upper arm and shoulders and so on and so forth. The whole rotation is being advised, and every time it is going, deeper and deeper into relaxation, deeper and... Now, all this thing is not possible without the intellect doing its beautiful role. So now, is it the intellect which is doing everything, or is it the consciousness which is doing everything? So I say again, it is the consciousness which is using the glasses of the intellect to listen and understand my command. For example, if a mad person, an unconscious person, a dead person, or a crazy person cannot do Yog Nidra. Why? Because they don't have a functional intellect. Right? So this intellect can be in three different type of stages. One is where intellect is too filled with inertia, too filled with sleep, too filled with tamasic. Tamasic is the color of the black. Black means where you don't know which way it would go. Like in dark you can't see. So there is this status of the intellect where it is so much filled with darkness and inertia. Such an intellect cannot do any kind of spiritual practice. Second is when mind is too active, rajasic. Too much thinking, compulsive thinking, aggressive thinking. As I that day was talking about that the monkey mind, this mind is like a monkey. Monkey doesn't stay still at one place. It's jumping here, there, branch to branch, tree to tree, somersaults and doing whatnot. Now this monkey and your mind are equal. No. We need to go it further. A monkey which has been bitten by a cobra, snake. How much jumpy this monkey would be? Wait, this monkey is also drunk. How much jumpy this monkey would be? Just wait, there's a swarm of bees hovering on his head and biting. How much jumpy this monkey would be? So put all these four factors, and this is what your mind is. Always jumpy, always thinking, always racing to past, always worrying about future, always unhappy about present, always complaining, always guilty, always angry, always dissipated, distracted, angry, greedy, egotistical. These are these beautiful properties of your mind. Now I am saying you have to use this very mind to do Yog Nidra. How is it possible? So the need to treat this sick mind, comes into the question. How do we do? It's a very big challenge, but Shraddha, the deep love for the master, Vairagya, the dispassion from the worldly stuff, dropping the greed, dropping the ego, dropping the anger, dropping the expectations, working on the evil side of the mind and bringing out the best side of your mind, making it more and more stable and calmer. So from Rajasic mind, meaning to hyperactive mind, to quieter mind. The quieter mind is like we can call a sattvic mind or a pure mind. So to do a successful Yoga Nidra, you need pure mind. So there is so much that one needs to do before they do the Yoga Nidra. So the satsang with the master, and you practicing your asana, you practicing your pranayama, you doing your mantra. These are all ways to move your mind from tamasic zone to the pure, the sattvic zone. So this is the foreword of the Yoga Nidra. This is something which the preliminary one has to do it. And then when one practices the Yoga Nidra, then you are going to work with this very intellect. But now the intellect, let's use another analogy, and that is of bulb and electricity. If there is low wattage coming, then the bulb, which might be 60 watt bulb, might be giving you light for like 30 or 20 watt only, because the electricity flow is not proper, the wattage is not proper. So the wattage should be proper. Then the bulb filament should be all correct, it shouldn't be broken. Then the bulb should be clean. Sometimes like if a bulb is too dirty, too muddy, somebody out of just play threw some wet mud onto the bulb, and the wattage which is coming is all fine, but bulb is so dirty, how will the light come out? So you need a clean surface of the bulb. So you need to keep it clean. What is this? This is what I call the purity of the sattviki bulb, the pure bulb. So the water should be proper, the bulb should be clean, the filament should be proper. And then when we will switch on, the light will go, the proper electricity current will flow, the filament will glow, and the bulb will emit the light. So the same thing is to be done with our intellect. Now understand this analogy and apply it. How? The bulb is your intellect. The electricity flow is your consciousness. So without consciousness, the bulb of intellect will not function. Usually your attentiveness is distributed with your 10 senses, 5 of action, 5 of knowledge, and your mind is racing in past and in future and worrying and thinking about so much. But when you lie down for your Yoga Nidra and you close your eyes, so out of 5 senses of knowledge, only one will be active, and that is your ears, because ears are open. And we need to keep it open, otherwise how will you listen to my voice? So you can't plug it. So you need to listen. Your other 4 senses are calm and closed, and your 5 senses of action obviously are, you're not walking, you're not doing anything with your hands and feet, you're not doing anything with your anus or your urinary organ. Everything is in restful mode. Tongue is quiet, it's not speaking, so it's all done. Only one sense is working, that is your ears. And that's why my most important command in the beginning of the Yoga Nidra comes to you is listen to my voice. Listen to my voice. Because the voice is going to hold your mind and also will help you to raise the quotient of your attentiveness. So you are not supposed to miss anything, and all the instructions have to be understood properly and applied. Like when I say relax your breathing, relax your breathing. So if you don't listen to this command, how will you do this? But once you listen, relax, relax, relax. And somebody was complaining to me. He said, you are speaking in such a tone, it seems to be a lullaby. And then you want us to be up and not to go into sleep. This is a very big injustice. I said, well, that's the whole game plan. To relax you so much, but still keep you up. Keeping the consciousness in between wakefulness and deep sleep. So Yoga Nidra is everything happening in this very difficult zone. Right on the brink of the deep sleep. But don't sleep. That's I keep on reminding. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. But I'm saying, relax. Some people, they just relax and go right away into sleep. Many times people say this. He said, when you say, okay, now relax, here we begin our Yoga Nidra and we do the prayers, and then we hear, now it's time to get up. So what happened in between? Where did mind go? Absolutely no idea. 35 minutes just flew. And it seems, we just close our eyes now. And Gurumaa is saying, get up. Something went wrong to my CD player. Something went wrong to my Amrit Varsha app. What happened? What was the glitch? This is when I picked up my phone to see the functioning of my app in which he was playing my Yoga Nidra, and everything was all fine. Okay. What did this happen? I slept. Okay. But how come time flew so fast? That's the case when the mind is restful and peace, time flies. When your mind is in pain, agony or misery, the time just drags and it never ends then. So to do a successful Yoga Nidra, the proper preparations are required. Body should not be sick, not bloated, not coughing, not moving too much. You have to keep the body still. And then this can lead you to such an experience because the untapped zone of your unconscious and subconscious, your attentiveness can make an access to the subconscious also. So your all phobias, fears are lying in your subconscious, not in your conscious mind. So Yoga Nidra can give you an access to the subconscious in such a way that as your practice becomes regular, you will find that you are coming out of your phobias, you are coming out of your fears. Like wherever you take the beam of light, the darkness just goes away. And then you find whatever stuff is there, you can see it. And whether it's needful, you will keep it. If it's not needful, then you can throw it away. Similarly, in Yoga Nidra, you make an access to the subconscious mind. And then you can kind of remove the messy stuff in the subconscious. The pain, the anguish, the emotional traumas, the phobias which are lying in your subconscious, which is going to shape up your desires, wishes, likes, dislikes, prejudices, and what not. Subconscious is very powerful, very, very powerful. So, this access to the subconscious is very important. Hence, I believe that people living in this century definitively require that they should learn how to do a correct Yog Nidra and take the reins of your mind in your own hand, making it more deep and quiet and calm and restful and peaceful, but also successively working on the fears and miseries and bad traumas or the bad memories which our subconscious very neatly packs it up far, far away from from you to see that and get pain or difficulties. So the subconscious works very smartly. So it kinds of creates a dementia. Certain painful parts of your life, your subconscious doesn't want you to see that. So it will just take it away from your conscious zones. But then this dirt which is lying in the subconscious is going to give such a bad shape to your life. So it's very important to keep it clean and take the beam of your pure consciousness to those dark zones of your own subconscious, which will, as a result, make your mind happier, lighter, minus the phobias, minus the fears. And now, in this particular temperament of the mind, you can then truly become a true seeker. And then only you become eligible to receive and grasp the knowledge given by the master. Like if your container has too many holes, then you might fill your container with milk, but because there were those tiny holes, by the time you were ready to use it, the vessel is empty. The milk just got leaked. So you need to plug those holes. So many times you do want to do some great stuff, and yet you end up doing bad stuff. Why? Your subconscious is pushing you towards that direction. So it's not easy to change the temperament or nature of the mind. One really needs to do some deep work on the subconscious. And for that very purpose, this Yog Nidra is the most powerful tool which should be used by all human beings or those who wish to make some change in their life. And they don't wish to keep it as pathetic, sad and broken as it is. Why? There's a beautiful life which we have. But it becomes ugly and pathetic because of our own mind. Hence the importance of doing Yog Nidra. So it's not just a tool to have good sleep. It is not just a tool to have experience of relaxation. But actually it is to remove the fears and phobias and insecurities which have embedded itself in your subconscious. And you don't even know that you have it. Otherwise, why without a reason people begin to cry? Why without a reason people get angry? Why people without any reason are so gloomy? Why suddenly they feel that they are all alone in this wide world and nobody loves me, and this is like a tsunami of emotions which just drowns you and gives you so much pain and anguish? So what are you doing about that? Going for shopping? This won't help. Going for a party? This won't help. Going for good food in some fancy restaurant will not work. Going for sex will not work. These are very temporary fixes. The mind is going through that turmoil, and if you are not doing anything about it, and just doing the fast states, so all those tapes which are going to use to close that injury, that won't stick. It would just drop, and all the pus and the pain of your subconscious will begin to come out. So Yog Nidra gives you an opportunity to understand your own mind. And it's a beautiful, powerful yogic technique of self-hypnosis. It's not that I am hypnotizing you. No. You yourself, because what resolve you will make in Yog Nidra, that's your choice, not mine. I never ask anybody. What changes you wish to make in your life won't be my suggestion. You make that. And what you would feel while doing the visualization is, again, not any of my inputs are going to work there. It's going to be just you, your subconscious. And all our memories are stored in your subconscious in a pictorial format, in an imagery format. So when you are doing the visualization, the last stage of the Yog Nidra, in these visualizations, with one picture, it might just stir up some past emotions, past fears, past phobias, and it will be just present in front of you. And then now it's on you whether to keep it or just, delete it. Put it in that bin, the trash bin. This is not which I wish to hold. So you get the power to access and then to remove all that which is not needed. I give you one example. In one of my youth camp, a 12-year-old girl said that her stepfather sexually abused her in her own house. And when she tried to say this to her mother, her real biological mother, she brushed it off and asked her to be quiet because this event will break her marriage. And she was more keen to keep her marriage intact than to remove the suffering of her own daughter, her own flesh and blood. So next 4-5 years this went on, and she was being abused at home, and this girl confessed and opened her heart out to me, and she said that I really sometimes feel like, killing my stepfather and even killing my own mother, because she knows what is happening to me, and yet she's asking me to be mum. And not to just be quiet, don't talk about it. What to say about reporting to police? She said, I am just hoping and waiting that I should quickly become an adult and I can walk out of the house and I can fend for myself and earn for myself. So much pain she was carrying in. So much trauma she is carrying in. And when she was 12, this started happening. And now when she came to me, she was 16. So almost 4 years it went on with her. And her own mother is not ready to protect her. So anyhow, I counseled her and I asked her to, the next session of Yog Nidra, that be open to this, to make a right resolve. And the fear which she had to speak up about the atrocity which is happening to her. And to be able to heal her own wounds first before, complaining or attacking or doing anything about her predator who was living in her own home. So after the 5-day of retreat, when the youth were ready to go, she again came to me and she said that after years I have slept nicely. After years, some weight has just lifted from my chest. And now I am going to confide into my school teacher who loves me a lot, and I'm going to now report it to the police. And that's what she did. So the practice of Yog Nidra helped her to face the reality and courage to fight with her own predator and also go against her own mother who never supported her. She should have, but she didn't do it. People can be very complex and very selfish. So Yog Nidra is just one example. So there are so many, who could deal with their own fears, deal with their own insecurities. Because if you are having so much of pain inside and suffering inside, what kind of good silent mind you can have? You will have a troubled mind, and the life would be also very troubled. So sometimes the life situation can be very difficult, very hard, very hard. And at that time, if you're lucky and fortunate enough, then Gurudev is the only one who can be your anchor, who can be your guide, who can be your mentor, who can help you to fight with your own mind demons and have the courage to live your life nicely and beautifully and be an architect of a wonderful life, not being just a silent victim of hard and difficult situations which might occur, in life. So Yog Nidra is something which I have seen how immensely helpful it has been, especially to those who have gone through some real rough chapters in their life. So the possibility of making your own intellect sattviki, pure, and then enhancing the ability of your awareness and attentiveness, and your having that sparky consciousness and bringing this light to the all dark zones of your own mind, and obviously making your mind lighter, happier, liberated, peaceful, And that's what my all hope and wish is. Because sometimes, it's not easy to physically come and meet me. But I have made this particular practice free and open for all. Just go to YouTube or go to my app if you have it. And just have a quieter room, undisturbed room, and listen what it is all. So the track 1 explains you what Yog Nidra is, what the steps would be, and the track 2 is that the whole beautiful practice. So all those people who never met me physically, but after doing the Yog Nidra practice, email me. And I'm not talking some 100, I'm talking about thousands of people who send their experiences and big, heartfelt thank yous. Because this is opened up an absolute new avenue in their life. So it is something which is a very doable thing, and you don't have to come to me physically to learn it. I have made it available, accessible to one and all. That's why, just for sake of some Spanish friends, they learned Spanish language and did another recording of Yog Nidra in Spanish language. So that after Mandarin, Spanish is the language which is spoken pretty widely. So all those people can gain the benefit of this wonderful practice which comes from this beautiful country, Bharat, where our sages gave us those tools and those beautiful Very, very subtle but very, very beautiful yogic system which one and all can learn, practice, and be misery free, and be suffering free, and be relaxed, and be happier, and be saner, and be peaceful.